Out with a guy, yeah, just for a meal. I mean, the guy, I knew what his intentions were, but for me, it was never going past friendship because I wasn't attracted to him.
I thought, yeah, let me use man for a free meal because I just want to eat.
Welcome to the S.Banks&JD Network podcast. I'm your host, S.Banks, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JD.
What's the subject today?
Girl admits leading men on for free meals.
Imagine that. That's the norm now.
I know. It's been a norm for a long time, actually.
Okay.
Nothing new.
I'm going to reserve my thoughts until we play some clips. We have 3 clips, by the way. Let's start with clip number 1. We'll come back after each clip and give you our thoughts. Without further delay, let's jump in. Here's clip number 1.
Out with a guy, yeah, just for a meal. I mean, the guy, I knew what his intentions were, but for me, it was never going past friendship because I wasn't attracted to him.
I thought, yeah, let me use man for a free meal because I just want to eat.
Yeah, after work.
That's deep, fam.
Never saw it past anything being a friendship. You're a cool guy, but me and you will never ever be like that.
Did you express that to him? Like, we are not going anywhere past a friendship. Yeah, we can go out and eat.
No, I didn't. But so what?
Okay. So basically, you let him believe that, okay, boom, there's an opportunity, there's a chance, but in your head, you know, there is no chance, bruv. Like, you're not going anywhere with me.
Yeah, I didn't.
So basically, you used him.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Whoa.
We said we'll reserve our thoughts. I'll let you start before I chime in.
I'm going to state the obvious right now.
Okay.
Which
What's that?
is, do women use men for food? A foodical? Yes, they do. Everyone knows that.
Some women would argue, where do you meet these women? What are you talking about?
Stop it.
No, that's what you hear. Because sometimes when men say, a woman's finessed me, a woman's done this, a woman's done that, and it's negative. And we see it common all the time. Where do you meet these women? And you be like, so you're telling me you ain't got no brethren that do X, Y, Z.
Or you don't do it
So
your damn self.
in the girls' WhatsApp, you don't know none of these people, none of your family, nobody. Where do you meet these women? But then, if we reverse it, if we flip it now, and then women's talking about men on their WhatsApp groups, this guy done this to me, blah, blah, blah. He tried to smash and cut out and try to block me. If I went, where do you meet these men? They'll be like, are you being serious? Are you being serious? I'm just saying the double standards.
Yeah. Well, she didn't want the guy for a bootical. She just wanted him as a foodical. So foodical, I guess, is the new word that's going around to describe it. But the action of women using men for food and going to restaurants and stuff has been happening for a long time. I'm sure everyone knows that already. I'm just not concerned, but I'm not even shocked actually of her response of, yeah, I used him and so what? It's like,
She was like,
wow.
She was like, whatever.
You're being mad honest right now,
She
aren't
wasn't
you?
concerned about any backlash.
Nothing.
Nobody judging her. You have chicks be like, you go, girl, you get yours. But hold up. Didn't they shame and make a documentary about the Tinder swindler?
Yes, they did.
This woman is raggos about finessing a man for food. She knew. She told this man from the rip, you ain't getting nothing. No coochie. I'm not attracted to you. Yada, yada, yada. Nothing's going to happen. Do you think he still would have pursued her? And most men, if a chick did that to them, or they said to them, you don't get nothing. Do you think those men would have pursued those women?
No, because they're getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
Men want something in return.
For my investment.
You want what you want as the female. Men want what they want as the male. So if as the female, I'm saying, hey, or say you even offered and said, do you want to go out for a meal? And I said, yeah, whatever. I know deep down I'm using you for food because I'm not interested in you. Or say I am, but I just don't want to give up the cheeks.
Nah, you're not interested.
I think some women, they are interested, but they're not willing to give up the cheeks yet. So
I get that. But let me argue. Let me throw something in. Then I'm going to give free game. I get that some women don't want to smash on the first date.
Mm-hmm.
But those very same women that don't want to smash on the first date, the dude that they find attractive, they've smashed on the first date. So basically, we've seen that sometimes women have the mindset of, okay, this guy that I really like, I'll let him work for the coochie.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy that I don't really like, he can get the guts because I don't really value him. That's that mindset. And women, put in the comments if you know what I'm talking about.
So basically,
yeah,
the Pookies and Ray Rays get to clap them cheeks, like that,
without having
first
to,
date,
without having to take her on a meal,
one night stands,
or do anything,
all of that. Yeah, but the guys that you actually like, you would be like, oh no, you need to be like, we need to be in a relationship and whatever else.
So the other guy has to jump through hoops where the one that you say, I can't see long-term commitment. Nah, he get the guts quick.
Ladies, why do we do this?
And you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Why do we do this? It actually makes zero sense, because if you like someone, wouldn't it be better to give that guy some coochie over giving the guy that you don't like, you're not interested in, like that? You wouldn't pursue him in a relationship. You don't even look at him in that way. It's like you're just a beat. Then why would you?
I think they look at it in a sense of, well, if I give him a beat straight away, he's gonna think I'm a hoe.
I know that, but I'm saying my point is it doesn't make sense. Now, a lot of women think like this, but I'm saying it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to do it the opposite way. But yes, a lot of women do think like this.
Yeah, if you're going to give someone the guts,
you should give it to the guy you like.
To the guy that's worthy, at least the guy that would have taken you seriously, whether at the end he thinks you're a whore or not. But come on, but it can.
At the end of the day, you're giving the guy like the freedom to your room. So if you get pregnant,
giving him free range.
Yes,
which we like.
So this is where you have to make it make sense. So if I'm interested in a guy and it's like, yeah, I like you like that, I would pursue you in a relationship or whatever else, right? I like you. It will be better to give him the cheeks quicker, because if you was to get pregnant by accident,
okay,
at least it's with the guy that you actually wanted. Now, women will free up open their legs like London Bridge, like we talk about all the time, Tower Bridge. And then they would get pregnant by accident. There's women that get pregnant on one night stands, on just a linkage. It's just a beat thing. They know what it is. It's not no relationship thing, and get pregnant by that guy that they never wanted to be in a relationship with. So it makes no sense.
So in turn, what you're saying is that not that it's the best, but you're saying just like a drug addict that takes food or takes drugs through needles. You're saying don't share needles and come to this clinic to get free needles if you are going to take these drugs. So you're pretty much saying there's better ways of doing it. So if you're going to link man that you know is not going to take you seriously, there's no point in doing that. So you may as well link the guy that might think you're a hoe, even though he's a better caliber. That's in turn what I'm hearing.
For you,
not you're saying you should do that.
No, but I'm saying
that makes more sense.
It makes sense to do it that way around. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like the wealthiest women in the world, they've gotten money through inheritance or divorcing a man.
Yes.
This is the example of that, and it might start with food. But again, they didn't shame they didn't shame her, but they shamed the Tinder swindler. And he had a documentary about finessing women. But I would think men try to court women by taking them on dates. Women make rules for betas and they break ones for alpha. So in turn, what I'm saying as far as free game, men, the trick is this. And this is the dance that men and women play. Men try to get as much coochie without giving no resources. Women try to get the resources without giving no coochie.
Yeah.
And we both play that game back and forth, but then it's who is better at doing it. At the end of the day.
Best man wins.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or the
And
best lady
more
wins.
time the woman wins. Because a lot of men are naive. And they prey on certain men that don't really get chicks. And she gives them a little snippet. He might get a little picture here and there, a little something to bring him back to life. Like, yo, you know what? See, told you might get something. But the thing is this, while you're chatting to a chick, there's always someone else blowing her back out. Bear that in mind. Free game. What else do you want to add before we jump to the next clip?
I was just about to ask, do women lead men on to think they can clap those cheeks?
That's a no-brainer. Come on.
We just said it. But like I said, I'm stating the obvious here. But yes, like we were saying, men get played all the time.
Left, right, and center.
For pretty much anything a woman can actually get out of them. We already know this.
Yeah.
But for the women who, just like you're saying, what happened to the Tinder swindler? He gets all the negative.
He gets documentary.
Exactly. But when guys use a woman for their kitty cat, it's like an uproar.
He's an a-hole.
Yeah. So when it's the reverse,
it's like something different.
Exactly.
But it favors the woman. Last question I'll ask on this is this. Should men take women on dates? Should we keep it the old-fashioned way of courting women? Or should we develop this whole new thing, this new culture? Don't take them on dates because I may get finessed. Now, there's some women out there that will argue, I'm not like that. And that might be true. But there's so many women that make it bad for those women. So you might holler at a chick, you might be noble and say, you know what? I want this to go somewhere. I see a future of us. She might say, no, I see some food for free and another dude's going to blow my back out. That's the culture nowadays. So should men take women on dates? That's food for thought.
It is food for thought. I have one more thing just very quickly. Now, I'm going back to her reaction and her basically being like, so what sort of thing. Now, we done a podcast called No Empathy, talking about women who have no empathy for men. So she had no empathy. She had zero empathy. Yeah, she didn't care.
Me. That's all you hear. You never hear about a woman talking about how a man should feel reassured and validated and secured as well. Because, he's human with human emotions. A lot of y'all are selfish. You don't let that man know it's okay for him to come talk to you. It's okay for him to come vent. It's okay for him to come cry. It's okay. No, because the man is afraid to come and talk to you because he's afraid that you're going to weaponize his feelings and use it against him later. A man has to sit in the car for 15 minutes because sitting in that lonely car is more safer than going home to his wife or girlfriend. But happy wife, happy life, right? Because as long as the woman is happy, that relationship is doing just fine, no matter how that man is feeling. And that, my friend, is up.
About his feelings or anything of the sort. So that blase, like, whatever, cool, I did that.
I know.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, yes, I will link that podcast so you can go and watch that one also.
Definitely. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. People, hit the like button. We'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, here's your moment. Anyways, and that being said, let's move to clip number 2.
Here we go. This is the Miami part. Is that cool?
Yeah. He's Chinese?
Yeah, actually they are. Everywhere I go, people ask if I'm in Korea, they go, is he Korean? If I'm in Japan, they go, is he Japanese? And finally, I'm in a country where they're correct.
He's Chinese. I can tell.
Yeah. So what do you... Both of our phones are really close to being dead, so we might go soon.
Okay. Wow. Where is he going?
But I don't know.
Okay. Did that shock me? No. Did that disappoint me? Yes. And for me, that was a cut and close case. I don't know how much clearer some women need to be with some dudes, but what it is this, with a lot of men, they're weaker than ever, and he thinks, I can never find another chick, so I'm gonna take the disrespect, I'm gonna take the BS from this woman. Not just him, he's just an example. Many men, they say, I don't know when I'm gonna get my next woman, man. You got men today between 18 and 30, the highest rate of being virgins, and the guys that are getting something ain't getting enough, and smashing. Damn. But then, let me get this straight though. You've gone out on the town for a night out with your woman, and she's all hug up and sweet up and holding another man's hand while holding your hand. No, let me scratch that. She's hugging and sweet up with Brad,
kissing,
while you're holding her hand. And I don't want to make a bad thing funny, but what I'm saying is that, bro, are you being serious? Like, come on, man. This is what I'm trying to say. And I can't say to men, I can't cuddle them and wrap them in cotton wool. Like, for real? For real? And this is the problem with men nowadays. And I'm going to add some more, but let me collect myself.
I'll let you.
Because you see it all the time. And it's like, men will complain and say, oh, these women ain't ish, blah, blah, blah. And for the most part, that may be true. But you have to understand the caliber of men that women have to deal with also. True. See, men love it when you do a podcast and you say, oh, women's this or women's that and blah, blah, blah. They go, yes, subscribe. What I just said, unsubscribe. That's what they're doing right now. But I'm stating the facts. I can't coach this on. This is not an example of a man that I want to be or want my son or want man them around me to be like. Cut your losses, bro. And besides, she for the street. You didn't lose nothing. That's just my thoughts.
Finish.
What do you want to add on that?
You pretty much said everything I was thinking. But yes, it's true. She had zero respect for her boyfriend. And for him, it's like, I'm watching it and it's like, why are you just standing there like a fool? Like, what the hell? I'm sorry. If she's doing that,
he's
let
holding
go of
her
her
hand.
I ain't holding your hand. I'm not holding your hand, because even if it flipped the other way around and my boyfriend is all hug up with next chick, I ain't holding this freaking hand.
She's engulfed in the smoke of Brad, man.
I know, clearly. It's like, I'm not holding your hand. That's on the highest level of disrespect. Okay, it doesn't get any higher than that. So for me, it's like, why are you still holding her hand? Let go. It is what it is. Yeah. You have to just accept what's in front of you.
Women like top tier men. Most men are invisible to women. With that guy, clearly he wasn't her first choice. Brad was. Now he's invisible to her. He was holding her hand. She was just there.
I know.
Like, she wasn't holding back.
No.
He wasn't letting her go.
Nope.
She prefers Brad. You can't negotiate attraction. You can't pay for that. No matter what you do, no matter how much you chop and slice it, at the end of the day, you can't buy attraction. And you see a lot of men say, okay, I'm going to buy her a house. I'm going to buy her some jewelry. I'm going to buy her some clothes. I'm going to buy her this. I'm going to buy her that. And then you realize you're just buying. Like the first clip, you're taking her on dates. You're doing everything. You jump through hoops. You got some dudes, they go to the gym. They get jacked. They do their thing. They keep up clean, haircut, all of that. But their character, pretty face and bad character.
Okay.
Listen, it's just that they don't get it. Socially, they're unaware.
Yeah.
And they're just not getting it.
Nope.
And they're thinking, oh, by me out nicing the other guy, she's going to want me. That repulses women.
Exactly. I have a question. Yeah. Do women really desire or respect weak men? No, you can see that. This is why she's doing this. It repulses women when men act weak. Now, in the clip that we just showed you is a perfect example. He is holding her hand. She's doing what she's doing. She's found someone. Maybe she thought the grass is greener on the other side, but it's not green here. It's like very repulsing.
It's weedy. And you got to mow down that lawn.
It's weeds and all sorts of things going on over there. But it's not anything we want to stay
listen,
around.
That dude holding her hand, He has to take her on dates and jump through hoops, rings of fire, all of that. Brad just come through, blow her back. He gets the IOU coochie.
Wham, blam, thank
Brad
you, man.
don't even barely know her name.
Don't know
She
her
don't even
name
know
at all.
his. I'm just referring to him as Brad. As Brad and Chad, Pookie and Ray Ray.
They
That's
don't
what we
care
know
to
them
know
as.
each other's name in that.
That's my point. That's
thing.
my point.
So, yes, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
fellas, you need more of a backbone. I'm sorry.
And fellas need to do that. They need to do more due diligence, right? And learn to cut your losses and value yourself a bit more. I know it's easier said than done, but when you think of if he could, I don't know if this clip went viral because I see it all over the place. I've seen it before, right? But if he could look back in and look on that clip and look back in hindsight and say, whoa, a lot of guys might have a breakup over a chick, right? Because she cheated on them or she done some funny-ish like what you saw in the clip, right? And he might think, oh my God, my heart's broken. And in that moment, he thinks he can't do no better. He leveled himself up, worked on himself. If he were to look back on that clip, that same guy that leveled himself up, looks back on something like that, he'd be like, what the F was I thinking?
Exactly.
Food for thought. Food for thought. That's my final thought on that. We want to move to the next clip. I don't know if you want to chime in on one more thing.
Let's go
All
to
right,
the next
cool.
clip.
That's my final thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And fellas, damn,
Do
man.
better, man.
Do better. You know what? Hold frame. Do your due
What's
diligence.
the saying? Fellas down one. What is it?
City boys down one.
Yeah.
You could say that, but he wasn't no city boy. Not in my opinion.
No.
But it is what it is. Here's clip number 3.
Whenever people want to bring up the fact that I've been with my husband since I was 19 and say, oh, you're missing out. What the am I missing out on? Being with Brad from Alpha Apple Pie who refuses to put on a condom and throws a temper tantrum about it? Living with roommates who leave their dishes in the sink and eat my leftovers without asking? The thing that you're missing is the fact that my husband and I met when we met regardless. If we didn't get married when we did, which was when I was 20 and he was 24, almost 25, we would have still been together anyway. We just wouldn't have been married. So it's not like I was ever going to be destined to have this wild single decade of my 20s anyway. Because when you find the person that you genuinely want to be with for your entire life, you don't throw that away just because you met them earlier than most people do. But I already reached my endgame. And in my opinion, life is too short to spend it doing meaningless things with people that don't mean anything to me when I already found what I want. So yeah, I saw my opportunity and I took it.
Okay, I think... Okay, first of all, who agrees with that? Who disagrees with that? Some women will argue, I want to have my job, career, everything else, and I want to hold a family and children. That's their life. I can't tell them what to do with their life. Some women will say, like her, I found someone, I'm cashing out right now. Where is it?
Oh, now she wants to cash out.
And she did that. She did that. And it worked for her.
I'm sorry. You went off on the last clip. I'm going to go off on this one, okay?
Okay.
So she settled down with one man. Meanwhile, a lot of single women are bouncing from D to D. What's so awarding about being single or riding the carousel wheel? There's nothing rewarding about it.
Let me chime in for a moment. It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. So say for example, if you're for a woman dating the mysteriousness, meeting new people, I get it's euphoric. It's fun. Just like a dude that's a bachelor, it's fun. At a point, maybe say I want to have lineage, I want to build a family, but it's fun. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but it's fun. But fun will lead you into a dark path.
Exactly. What's your end game?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but as much as even I may not like certain things in regards to being a woman, because it's not fair, it's not equal for man and woman, it's not equal. There's certain things men can do that women just cannot do. It's just not accepted. They're trying to push certain things to be more accepted in 2022, but it's not accepted because men still feel the same way and still do the same things and still are traditional. So, like I said, why do some women feel like marriage is a negative thing? It's not a negative thing.
People would argue in today's society, do people need to get married?
No, you don't need to get married. You can be in a long-term
It's not like
relationship.
It's not like once upon a time.
Yes, that's true. I'm not saying marriage is everyone's end goal. No, but you can be in a long-term relationship. There's nothing wrong with that either. I think it's just what you and your boyfriend decide to do at the end of the day, because it's you lot's business.
So is it fair to say women that want a more serious and a better outcome should take the approach of this lady in this last clip that we just played?
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say.
You think that? Who agrees? Who disagrees? I think if I were going to take a woman seriously, already I'm looking at her and she stands out more than most women that I've probably spoken to. And I've spoken to some of them. Maybe I weren't serious and they saw that I weren't serious about them. And they said, no, I'm not dealing with you. But if a guy's showing you off the rip, he's good caliber, good character, he's that guy, and you and him connect well and you match well, and she's saying, I'm cashing out whether she's 19 or not. Hey, it worked out for her. And one more thing, I've been in hostels, right? I've lived in a hostel, right? And I know what she's talking about as far as people eating your leftovers.
Disgusting.
So
if you can avoid that, I'm going to avoid that. Like,
so that's what I'm
being serious here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so many women have got the game twisted because they have been sold lies. They've been sold a dream. Disney and all of that, and Beauty and the Beast and all these fairy tales.
All those Disney fairy tale endings.
It's a fairy tale. It is not real. So this is what I'm trying to say. You've been sold a dream.
So you're saying women live in delusion and not reality, an alternate
universe.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, this mentality is so actually detrimental to yourself, but you don't realize it. It's very detrimental to yourself because, okay, what typically happens when a woman lives out her 20s, hot girl summers, partying, linking all sorts of men, doing all sorts of things, right? Yeah, it's fun. I'm having a good time. I'm young and fresh and whatever, right? Why is it that when you hit like 35 upwards, exactly.
So a young hoe becomes an old hoe.
Yes. Tatiana.
So she was on
Bust Down.
Hot Girl Summer. What am I not saying? Some of them. Some things I jotted down. Hot Girl Summer, season 10, 20, and 30. And then
now she wants to cash out.
So when they hit the wall, that's when they need a man.
Exactly. So goes back to my point, right?
Okay.
You get to about 35-ish, and then it's funny that you start to think, oh, I want to settle down. Or, oh, I've realized that a lot of guys are not taking me seriously. I realized that I'm having, what's the word? The talking phase. What's it called?
Another
failed talking stage. Exactly. It's funny that a lot of women go through the same thing. We have done so many podcasts on similar things.
Let me throw a couple of things at you. They've been on the CC wheel, Hot Girl Summer, 10, 20, 30 years in the game. Now, young whole garden tool becomes an old one. Now, they're unable to pair bond emotionally because they've been with too many men.
Exactly.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. But as women get older, the criteria gets higher. So then they have more. It's like the guy's got to do this now, and they dig their feet in. But then realistically, you're too old and you're not that fly, and men value loyalty, fertility, and youth. Youth's out of the way, fertility's out of the way, and you've got too much damage.
So what's left of you?
No, but I'm saying the point I'm trying to make is some women don't understand their SMV, which is sexual market value.
A lot of
sometimes
women,
they price themselves out the market based on not knowing this.
Majority do.
Yeah.
Well, in certain communities, but look, a lot of women price themselves out. I was watching Kendra G. There was a woman who is 60 years old. Now, she's 59. She's 59, right? I give it to her. She was married.
Okay.
She didn't get divorced. Obviously, her husband died. So then that's why she's no longer in that marriage. I give that part to her. I don't know how long she was married for, but she was married. So the only reason why she's single is because he passed away, right? But the requirements that she has as a 59-year-old woman is not realistic to where she is at. That's why
a woman can't go back on herself.
No.
And the thing is this, right? Some women have gone through the trials and tribulations. They're on their hot girl year number 40, whatever number it may be, whatever body they may be on. That's up to them. No shade to them. But then when they hit the wall, that's when they want a man. The thing is this, based on their behavior and attitude and how they approach things or how they approach serious relationships, no men don't really want them. So what they do is they flip up, like Mystique in X-Men, and then they shapeshift. Soft girl era, the whole chameleon, praying mantis. That's what we get in the end, right? So again, as I said, men, do your due diligence. Do you remember? Last thing I'll say is this before you finish your points. Woman leaves her husband, but guess why? Shaking my head. She left her husband. That was good. I don't know what the problem was, but this woman left her husband because he wouldn't go ice skating.
Me, I wanted to do things that he didn't want to do.
You wanted to do things that he didn't want to do, such as?
It was funny. It was as simple as going ice skating. He didn't like the same activities. He didn't even want to try because I might hurt myself. See, he was focused on finances. My husband was a master saver, okay? He was like, we're not splurging on vacations. We're going to make sure that we do things. It was very economical. It was very logical. He was very goal-oriented. He was about saving money. He was about making sure we were good when we're old. And I was like, we're young, and I want to live now.
So he was financially faithful, socially faithful, physically faithful, intellectually faithful, and she rewarded him with a divorce because he wouldn't go ice skating, y'all. I'm not making this up.
Because he wouldn't go ice skating. Where this Becky is saying, yo, he ticked all these boxes at 19. And the woman in the Woman Leaves Her Husband podcast that we done is a grown woman acting like she's 15.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. They get older, but the mentality stayed the same. Your age grew, your mentality.
As soon as they started getting those curbs, that's where they stopped growing.
Exactly. Look,
I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to bash anybody. Like I say all the time, do what is good for you. Do what you want to do. I'm just stating the obvious, right?
To you.
I'm stating the obvious, which a lot of people actually see, right? Now, you cannot complain when men do not want to take you seriously because you've had how many bodies, you've had that for
They will never know.
Okay. That's why men...
The kind of men that you want will know.
That's why men don't believe women when they say, oh, I've only slept with 3 guys. BS. Men know that you slept with triple...
But we'll play along though. But we'll play along though and get them guts and cut out.
Thank you. That's my point. That is my point. You just there for a smash. You're the fun girl. You're the party girl. You're not wifey material in men's eyes. So if you want a better outcome, you need to think differently and stop all the...
And for me, if they're so amazing, then women that are great women get snapped up real quick. So
like this 19-year-old. Exactly. She was 19. Sorry.
I'm just saying. Good women get snapped up quick. They're not left on the market very long. Blam, blam, blam. Guys are in there. That's my final thought on that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Chime in, man. People, what's your thoughts? I want to know what you guys have to say. What do you think? And keep it respectful.
Yes.
Keep your comments respectful. Like, share, and subscribe. Anything else to add before we close out?
And press that notification bell. Ding.
We got the conversation started. It is what it is. See you in the next one.
Peace.